Good morning, Arsene. Thanks for speaking to us today. Newcastle at home on Monday. Could have your team used, please?
Well, normally everybody was available. Last week would be available. Vermaelen could be back, but so everybody should be there. Not Gibbs, not Diaby yet, and of course Wiltshire and Walcott are still out as well.
A good performance at Hull last week, obviously in the FA Cup final as well. Do you feel there's wind in the sails at the moment?
Well, we have come back to better display in our offensive quality, and that brings confidence back, and that's what we want to build on now.
Newcastle not in the greatest form in recent weeks, but they'll still present a test on Monday night.
You never know how Newcastle, you know that they have quality, and so of course we have to prepare like we'll face a Premier League battle. The exciting thing in the Premier League is that everybody fights for every game, and we have to prepare for that.
And just finally, the big news of the week, of course, was the departure of David Moyes from Manchester United. Your take on that?
I'm sad that he wasn't given time, and I wish him well, and I think it's just part of what the modern game is now. Is no time available for people to do their job, and that is a big threat for our game.
Arsene, thanks for talking to us. There are managers out there, believe me, who would use this as an excuse to not do the news column.
I would love to.
Been shouting at the players too much.
Maybe.
Just on the sacking of David Moyes, how do you feel about the way it was handled by such a big club with such a good tradition?
Look, I don't know the details. It was just surprising. In this kind of situations, you want the managers to be informed first, eye to eye, as we are used to. And it was like that. But apart from the fact that is, of course, around the sacking, what I regret the most is that he has been sacked because he has a big experience in the Premier League. He has shown quality, and you would have loved him to get more time.
So you wouldn't go as far as the LMA, who called it unprofessional?
I don't know enough about it.
Do you feel that the whole process of appointing David Moyes was flawed? I mean, would you appoint your successor the day you leave Arsenal?
No, I told you many times, it's not my job, but I think Alex Ferguson was in a good position to give some credit to his follower. And the fact that he got his support was for me very important for the guy who would come in. And has he chosen it, has he made the decision? But the most important was for the guy who came in to have the support of Alex Ferguson. And I think it was important, and it was not a mistake.
You're free in the summer at the moment. Fancy the job?
Yes. Our job here I fancy.
Abu Dhabi did play for the under-21s this week, is that right?
Yeah, he played one half.
How far away is he?
How far away is difficult to say, but he had a little groin problem after the game, so he will not be available for Monday.
So a little bit of a setback, would you say?
A minor.
Can I ask you about the tube strike on Monday? Will that affect the game at all?
It affects, of course, the game, but it affects the people who want to go to a game. But I don't know if there is a tube strike or not.
There is a tube strike, but and the game we understand is going ahead. But your advice to fans would be just, I guess,
be cautious, come earlier if you can, because many people work. But I don't know, will it affect the attendance or not? Mark, you're in a better position than I am.
No, I'll clarify that with Mark afterwards. Loic Remy, obviously playing well for Newcastle, is available in the summer. Tell us about him, what you feel of him as a player.
He's a good striker.
Somebody who might fit in at Arsenal?
Look, at the moment we are focused on our end of season, not on transfers.
And just finally from me, can I ask you about Michel Platini's quotes yesterday that anyone who breaks financial rules won't be kicked out of the Champions League?
Look, if you have rules, you want as much power as you can to get them respected. And I'm sorry for that the teams are not under threat to be kicked out.
It's very toothless then, isn't it?
I don't know what other threat you can have. Platini is in a better position to explain that. I read, if you have read the rules, that the players above the financial fair play, you have to get out the players the amount of wages that are above the financial fair play, and they cannot play in the Champions League. So they're not kicked out, but they are handicapped. How will that work? I don't really know, but the big wages could be taken off the salaries. The big salaries could be taken off and could be banned to play in the Champions League.
Thank you very much, Arsene. Hope you feel better soon.
Thank you.
Arsene, you described the lack of time being given to managers as a big threat for the game. Could you elaborate on that? What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that, if you want quality people in any job, you need to give them time to develop and to become good, and people with quality will not come into our job anymore. The average life expectancy of the English professional clubs at the moment is 11 months, and that is quite unstable. And every guy who's married, has a family, will have a big hesitancy before he goes into that game. And that means the quality of the coaching and the quality of the managing is under threat, because it will not attract quality people anymore.
I think it's 10 Premier League managers now who've lost their job this season.
It's the first time since I'm in England that it is that. And the trend is that rotation will become quicker and quicker. And if you get to a point where you sack any manager with every defeat, the guy who comes in will lose games as well. So that trend will become quicker and quicker. Why we live in a society now where it's every time quick. The quick intelligence is dominating the slow intelligence. That means every time after the game there's quick sanction, quick judgment, and there's no distance anymore with the event.
So what's the solution? How do the Premier League ensure?
The solution, I think, the solution is that the clubs internally will need to be much stronger than before to resist to that immediate pressure. The strengths, the belief, the vision inside the clubs will be tested much more than before, and the strengths needed inside the clubs will need to be much better.
Can I ask you about Bakary Sagna, how the contract talks are progressing?
At the moment, they are not progressing. We have we know what we want from him. He knows what is on the table, and that's where we are.
Sorry, just one final. You've always been confident that he would stay. Are you less so now? His time is sort of running out.
Yes, the ball is not in our camp anymore. It's in his camp, and he has to come back to us.
Just one final one on the United situation. Ryan Giggs, does he strike you as a character who would have someone who could make that step up into management? Obviously, a fantastic player.
Look, if he decides to go into his job, why not? But he has to learn the job and really get the job at Man United. I don't know. Certainly, 3 games remaining will not be enough for Man United to make that decision if they have not made it already. So after that, he has, of course, the experience, the intelligence, and the qualities to do the job, like many great players.
How is Jack coming along?
Jack is progressing well.
You think still on progress for the last couple
He's
of
still on
games?
progress to be involved in our team in the last couple of games, yes.
Mikel Arteta lost a tooth for the cause last
Got
week.
it back. He looks better, in fact, now.
How would you generally assess his his campaign?
I like Mikel Arteta because his quality, his focus, his commitment, and completely his winner attitude. You know, a big respect for what he has achieved this season.
Is he someone who you think has got a couple of years future left at the club? Because obviously he's coming towards and he's at that difficult age, isn't he?
He's at that difficult age, but I think he's very conscientious, very professional, and he has a couple of years left, yes.
Arsène, avec le licenciement de David Moyes, on a l'impression qu'Arsenal est le dernier club en Europe, voire au monde, à fonctionner à l'ancienne. Vous, quel regard vous portez là-dessus? C'est-à-dire à soutenir le manager même quand les temps sont mauvais?
Bah écoutez, je pense que ce que vous appelez fonctionner à l'ancienne, ça a toujours existé de limoger les entraîneurs. Il n'y a rien de nouveau là-dedans.
Mais le fait que Arsenal continue à soutenir, c'est-à-dire que justement, je veux dire, Arsenal est le dernier club
Arsenal continue à soutenir son entraîneur parce que l'entraîneur a toujours rempli les objectifs fixés en début de saison.
Donc vous pensez que vous aussi, vous pourriez vous retrouver dans la même situation?
Tous les entraîneurs peuvent se trouver dans cette situation.
Par rapport au match de Newcastle, 5 défaites de suite, ils sont en crise. Est-ce que c'est le plus simple de vos derniers matchs à jouer? Est-ce que vous avez perdu la voix justement à prévenir vos joueurs?
Non, il n'y a pas de match simple en Première Ligue. On a pu encore le constater le week-end dernier avec Sunderland qui est allé gagner à Chelsea. Donc, il n'y a pas de match simple.
Arsene, you can now record a soul-influenced cup final record.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you.